What's going on, boxing fans? This is Kenneth, that's being boxing. Let's speak boxing. Let's speak Amir Kahn. Amir Kahn suffered a big KO loss against Danny Garcia. As soon as he suffered a big KO loss, a lot of rumors and speculation started circulating in the boxing world. What was the rumors? What was speculations? That Amir Kahn was going to get rid of Freddie Roach. You know, Freddie Roach was the reason. Amir Kahn felt Freddie Roach, was the reason why he suffered a loss. They had the wrong game plan. Freddie's not too much a defensive coach, and he's going to get a new coach, a new trainer, all that stuff. And Amir Kahn did mention in an interview that he was looking to change up or just add to his team. But Freddie Roach went on an interview, and he went quote unquote saying that, you know what, that's not the case at all. Freddie spoke to Amir and Amir Kahn, his father. They had breakfast. As far as changing coaches, changing trainers as a whole, that never was brought up in the conversation. Freddie was saying, if you feel like I'm way too busy, if you guys are looking for another trainer and you need more time, and dedication, I can help you find one. They were just like, no, that's not even the case. We don't want to get rid of you or anything like that. Everything's perfectly fine. I think you're doing a hell of a job. That's not quote unquote. I'm just breaking it down, I just feel like we need better sparring partners. That's all. Nothing as far as Freddie Roach getting fired or moving on with trainers to Kahn's team. Nothing of that nature came about, and they just continued to have breakfast and went on with their meeting. Now, a lot of people after this loss, they threw Amir Kahn at the bus as far as his skill, as far as his ability, and as far as him ever becoming a champion again and being in the top 10 pound for pound rankings and being a top contender. His latest defeat, that was a big defeat, and he was knocked out by Danny Garcia, but he's only 25 years old. The guy's still fast. I feel he's still definitely a big name in the boxing world. I still think he's a top contender. I still think he's a threat. It's just right now, it happens in boxing, But the advantage he has, he's definitely young. The disadvantage he has is the simple fact that he suffered a back-to-back loss. Is the Mayweather fight ever going to? He was close to fighting Mayweather, but that's completely out the picture right now. I don't see that fight happening. I was predicting that might happen after the Garcia fight, but that's definitely not going to happen right now. That's way too much in the future. It's probably so ahead that Mayweather probably retired before that fight will ever happen. It just doesn't make business sense, especially seeing the numbers and figures that he generated against Garcia, which I'll let you know as far as the last fight. How much figures as far as how much numbers that they generated itself, which doesn't even come close to Mayweather, doesn't even come close to Pacquiao. But Amir Kahn, he's still a great fighter. He has all the capabilities. He has everything. The only thing about it is just I feel like his head got a little way too big. I'm not sure if it's because he trained with Manny Pacquiao. Him and Freddie Roach were training with Manny Pacquiao. I know there was a point where Amir Kahn thought he was better than Manny Pacquiao. They were trying to fix a fight between Amir Kahn and Manny Pacquiao, and Amir Kahn was saying, he felt like he can out-train Manny Pacquiao. He's better than Manny Pacquiao. I guess because they train together, and he probably feels that he trains harder than Manny Pacquiao, so he's a better fighter. So, you know what? Manny Pacquiao's Manny Pacquiao. Amir Khan's Amir Khan. Amir Khan cannot go into the ring fighting like Manny Pacquiao, which I've seen in the Danny Garcia fight. He was just trying. He didn't implement his game. His game is speed. His game is boxing. So you utilize your speed, utilize the ring, and box. Don't try to brawl. You're not Manny Pacquiao, obviously. But it's just sad to see him learn the hard way. But am I writing him off my books? Absolutely not. I feel like he's young and he has a big future ahead of him, just like Victor Ortiz. But it just really depends on these next coming fights. Should he jump in and take a big fight? I know he was hoping for the Garcia rematch. That's not going to happen, which I'll explain in a little bit. But I think he needs to build his confidence. I think he needs to go back to England, fight a couple fights, get a couple wins underneath his belt. and build back up, and he should be back in the spotlight in the next few years. But he was looking for, Amir Khan was looking for a rematch with Garcia in December, against the undefeated Garcia in December. Instead of Amir Khan getting the rematch, Garcia will defend the WBA and the WBC lightweight welterweight title against Erik Morales, which he's fought in the past, so it's going to be Morales versus Garcia too. Now, for those that don't know, Danny Garcia beat Amir Khan. It was a great fight. It was a unification bout in July 14th in Las Vegas. It was action-packed. It was good. Garcia had early trouble. He suffered a cut. Kahn was dropped several times. Kahn in the fourth round was dropped, and Garcia pulled off the upset victory. But too bad, as far as numbers, copy box numbers in that fight, it was a great location, but it was just way too big for Garcia and Amir Khan. Way too big whatsoever. It was too big for him as far as Las Vegas. Las Vegas was the Mandalay Bay. It's one of the, I think it's probably one of the best venues out there. But according to the figures in Nevada's Athletic Commission, 3,147 tickets were sold in the fight. The gate generated 426,000, a little over 426,000. But surprisingly, Golden Boy gave away 3,364 tickets. So they gave away more tickets than were actually sold. So if I had paid top dollar for them tickets, I'd be pretty pissed knowing that they were just giving out tickets left and right. 737 tickets were unsold. Amir Khan, being from England, being so popular out there, made only 950,000. The reason I'm saying only is just because I figured this guy was making 2 or 3 million or even 4 million, even making around Cotto's numbers, and that's not even the case. Garcia made 520,000, and he's from Philadelphia, but I figured the numbers were a little bit bigger, so that's completely different from Pacquiao Mayweather, obviously. But anyways, as far as the rematch is concerned, that's completely out of the picture. Golden Boy CEO Robert Schaefer quoted that Danny Garcia, which is 24, still undefeated, 24-0 with 15 knockouts, will defend his belts against former division belt holder Erik Morales, which is 52-8 with 36 KOs on October 20th in Brooklyn, New York. Now, Garcia Morales is going to be a headliner on that fight in the Brooklyn Pride, and the undercard fights are just going to be pretty much all fighters from Brooklyn. Paulie Malignaggi was supposed to be the headliner, but he was, he couldn't find a headliner, top contender that was big enough to take it, so the bigger fight was Danny Garcia, and Danny Garcia did pull the huge upset against Amir Khan, and he secured the rematch with Morales. Now, Morales had a rematch clause in the first fight. Now, Danny Garcia did beat Morales, that's how he got his title, but Morales did have a clause in the first meeting to do a rematch, but it actually got postponed. I know Morales had some surgical procedures, and his training camp and stuff like that got postponed. So Amir Khan jumped into the picture. But guys, let me know what you guys think. Erik Morales versus Danny Garcia. Morales is guaranteeing victory this time. He felt like he wasn't in shape. He just wasn't himself. He's going to be readily available. He's definitely putting in the time and effort. He's putting in the work in the gym, and he's guaranteeing victory. What are your fight predictions, guys? I'm going to come out with a video as far as the fight predictions. Guys, friend request to subscribe. This is Kenneth, the SBN Boxing. Let me know what you guys think. Have a good one.